Ooh, that looks tasty.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. The human's gone now. So how do we do this week? I see we managed to get those dumb humans to get us a nice garden gnome. Not sure what we're going to do with it, but we got it, so well done, Fred. Good job. And I see over here, we did manage to get another bowl of water. Okay, all right, look, we can do a little bit better than that. Let's strive for something a little bit more technologically advanced, maybe. Oh, here he comes, here he comes. Welcome, folks, to The Hungry Gamer is back with another Kickstarter preview, and today we are talking about Backyard Chickens, published by August Games, designed by Adrian Gilstrap and Don Gilstrap, with art by Mac Hillier. And I do apologize if I mispronounce any of those names. Now, before I get started, please make sure you turn on your Klingon subtitles, because if I make any errors in the rules overview, that's where you'll find the corrections. Additionally, I do need to point out that this is just a prototype, and components are still subject to change, as well as some of the rules that I will be explaining as I go through. Finally, I need to point out that I am buddies with one of the designers, so what that means is if you think that I'm being either too nice or too harsh on this game, one way or the other, then you're probably right. But I will, of course, as always, do my very best to keep this as objective as I possibly can. Now, what Backyard Chickens is it is a deck building game in which you are trying to raise the best flock of backyard chickens as you possibly can and have the most eggs, and having eggs allows you to get more things, and eventually someone will break the 10-point barrier and win the game. Now, if you are not interested in how this game is played, just want to jump ahead to my final thoughts, then you would go to the timestamp on the screen right now. For those of us still here, let's talk about how this game is played. So this is going to be very quick because this is a deck builder, and if you've ever played a deck builder, you know what is going to happen. You start the game with a basic hand of cards, which will include basic food cards and basic water cards. Additionally, you start with your 2 starter chickens and a few eggs. And what you'll notice up here at the top is we have this score tracker. Now, the game is going to end when one player gets up to 10 points, but you'll notice that there's 2 things here. And those are based on your chickens. Whichever side of the chicken is facing up is how many points it is. So right now, Doris here is with 1 point. If she's very happy and you've rotated the card like this, she's still worth 1 point, but you'll notice she makes more eggs, and that'll make sense in a little bit. If she's unhappy, she's worth 0 points, and if she runs away, she's worth -1 points. However, as you go through, you will see that when you buy more chickens, you'll see that their numbers that they have are significantly different, some of them being worth more or less than the others. But you'll also see that there's this other one over here. And when you get to the market phase, you're able to simply sell your eggs, 12 of them, for a point. And so that will be going up. So while this one goes up statically and as it goes up, it can never go back down, this other one here, the chicken one, will constantly be fluctuating up and down. So at any point during the game, you're adding up both of these 2 scores. So if you sold 6 dozen eggs, and you have a total of 4 chicken points, then you have hit that barrier of 10 points, and that will trigger the end game. Now, on your turn, the first thing that's going to wind up happening is you will draw an event if you're choosing to play with the event deck. And each of the events will tell you exactly what is this going on. So, for example, this birthday gift right here simply allows you to buy your first thing from the market for free, while this possum in the coop here is bad and it's going to make one of your chickens unhappy, and so on and so on. The card will tell you exactly what it is that they do, and you are, of course, able to choose to play or not play with that module as you see fit. Then on your turn, you're going to wind up drawing 6 cards, and what you have to do with these cards is you have to feed and water your chickens. So in this case, you will see that my 2 chickens here each need 1 water and each need 1 food. So luckily for me, that is very simple. However, if I happen to have one of their favorite treats here, be it worms, raisins, berries, or peanuts, then that would make them particularly happy and then would rotate them to their happy side here. And that's important because it's going to be worth more points in many cases, but it will give you more eggs. And of course, you're going to be collecting eggs at the beginning of each turn before you draw. Now, if you're ever not able to feed them, then they become unhappy. And then if you don't feed them 2 turns in a row, then they will run away. Giving your chickens water is a little bit different. It's never going to make them unhappy by not giving them water, but what it will do is mean that they'll produce 2 less eggs if you haven't given them water. And then all you have to do is the next turn, give them water, and that's going to go away. So then you are going to simply play your cards, make sure you fed and watered your chickens. Any extra food cards you have, you'll discard, but any extra water cards you can place up top in your water storage to be used later. Then once everyone is done with that, then you move into the market phase. And in the market phase, you will have a choice of 4 items to buy and 4 chickens to buy. And I'll point out that chickens always cost 3. And then starting with the first player, you simply go through and you buy whatever it is that you would like. It's important to note that if you buy something, it is immediately refilled, be that chicken or item. These cards here, if you purchase them, they go into your discard pile, while the chickens, they come into your flock. However, they come in upside down. And what that means is they're not matured yet. So while you have the chicken, and they will be worth points on that turn, you're not going to collect eggs from them the very first turn that you have them. But after you collect eggs the next turn, after you've purchased a chicken, then it flips over, and then you have access to them. And then that's it. You're going to play until somebody hits that 10-point threshold. Then at the end of that round, whoever has the most points will win. So that does mean that you can hit 10 points and still lose the game. So what do I like about this game? First off, this is a game that knows exactly what it is. It's a deck builder. Done. Right? I mean, it is a almost pure, no, not almost, it is a pure deck builder. It knows exactly what it is. And that raises the first question of, well, if it's a deck builder, why do I want it? Well, I think there's a couple of reasons. The first one is, I don't know many deck builders that aren't some kind of fantasy, sci-fi, combat, something kind of theme. I know, don't tell me Dominion. I know Dominion. But even Dominion is some kind of fantasy, right? It's like a fantasy realm you're building or something. I don't know. I don't love Dominion. But this is not that. This is a charming, charming theme. You're raising chickens in the backyard. And now you can do a deck build about it. And as you're doing this deck building game about it, you're looking, it has, and you're buying stuff, it has little star ratings on there, like you're going to Amazon or whatever, you're purchasing these things, and the way that these stars kind of correlate to how good the card is great as well. Along with it, I think the art is just, again, charming. It's charming artwork. I really do enjoy that. And it really, again, it just allows you to take this pure deck build and play something different in a theme that is just different. And again, charming. I'm going to keep using the word charming because it is charming. And the chickens, they're cute, they're adorable, and again, charming. If I'm smart, I'll put up a counter on the screen that says how many times I actually say charming. Next is there's actually one thing that this deck builder does that feels very fresh to me. Because like I said, I mean, it's a pure deck builder. And if you know how to play a deck builder, I can almost just drop it in front of you and you could play. But the one thing that it does that I find really fresh is the scoring. And the way that you're trying to keep your chickens really happy. So they're really happy, they're going to give you more stuff. Yay, we all love that. But also they're usually going to give you more points. And with that, the way the chickens get happy and sad and frustrated and run away really makes this game interesting to me because it means your score is constantly fluctuating up and down in a way that makes the game feel more strategic than any other just pure deck builder that I've ever played. I have to say, I am intrigued by the way that works. So what are my quibbles with the game? The first one is, even though I like the art for all the different chickens, it's a shame to me that there's only four different sculpts, not sculpts, but pieces of artwork for each of the chickens. And to me, that's a bit of a bummer. It would be so great if they were all different and all unique. Now, I get it. That's real expensive, and this is not a very expensive game. But to me, that's a little bit disappointing. And then my only other quibble with it is something you've probably already latched onto from what I've been talking about is, this is a deck builder. Done. That's it. It's a deck builder. And yes, it has a couple interesting things to it, but to really get the most out of this game, you have to really like deck builders. And if you really like deck builders, then you're probably going to enjoy this game. And I think it has enough things about it that are different to make it different than anything else you're playing. But really, if you don't like deck builders, stay away, because there's nothing else that you're working on here. And most importantly, it's a little bit niche because of the theme. Like, it's not a big popular theme. It's not fantasy. It's not, heck, it's not even trading in the Mediterranean or growing crops or something. I mean, it is very niche of, I got chickens in my backyard and I'm going to take care of them. And I'm going to take these eggs and I'm going to sell them. Which, charming, but maybe that's not what you're into. I don't know. You tell me. In fact, I hope you do tell me. Tell me right down in the comments. Like, are you intrigued by backyard chickens? I don't know. It's up to you. But if you are, and you like deck building, you are welcome. Here you go. This is the game for you. I don't think it exists anywhere on the market. I don't think there is another game about growing chickens. You don't grow chickens, raising chickens in your backyard. I don't think it exists. So, down in the comments, tell me about that too. Is there another game about raising chickens in the backyard? If there is, let me know. I'm going to go find it. I will do a top 10 list on top 10 chicken raising games if you can find 10 of them for me to try out. Gosh, I hope you don't. There's a lot of chickens to play. But you see what I'm saying. It's a unique theme that either you're into or you're not. You're either into deck building or you're not. And if you're into both of those things, you're super happy right now, and you're not watching because you've already clicked that link to back this campaign. So there you have it, folks. That is Backyard Chickens. If I made any mistakes in the rules overview, let me know in the comments with the timestamp. We'll get that into the Klingon subtitles. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.